Right, we're going to read across, yeah? We'll start. Isolation is like, overcoming isolation is like. So we do it like Three Wise Monkeys? Come on. Yeah. All right, so your second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
Go in the middle.
I can't figure that's too complicated otherwise. Yeah. We have to finish by 10. So we're going to go before the end. And you don't know how little you get applauded for that. Hang on. Isolation is like, a black page.
It's meaningful. We overcome isolation through human interaction.
Freedom is like a dancing butterfly.
Isolation is like not sharing your fears, feeling trapped, not having any something or other. What do you think that's? A choice. Yeah, I thought it was chips.
Isolation is overcome through taking risks, reading, movement, loving yourself, communication.
Freedom is like the ripples through the lake as you swim to the other side.
Isolation is like a baby left at a church door, a polar bear adrift on an iceberg, nothing else, having a contagious disease.
Isolation is overcome through love, passion and care, breaking your habits.
Freedom is like Scotland. That's right. Short and to the point.
Keep going if you got more.
Okay, freedom is like an easy night's sleep. Freedom of speech. Ant milk. full fridge. Freedom of expression, freedom of redundancy, being unwashed, a lung full of air, unconditional trust, shouting anywhere you want, freedom of emotion, nationalised railways, freedom from pain.
Isolation is like being on the, what's that? 155, I think it's a bus. Isolation is the loneliest kind of safe, empty fridge. No ant milk. Being afraid to speak. A lack of dogs. No internet connection. Needing the toilet during a play. The four walls of your mind.
We overcome isolation through smart use of social media, inviting your neighbours to tea and sticky cakes, thinking of adventures, connecting with your surroundings, becoming friends with yourself and your moods, embracing it.
Freedom is like an ideal we enslave ourselves in a 9-to-5 job to try and achieve. Freedom is like the prospect that anything can happen. Freedom is like walking unconcernedly through warm summer rain.
But isolation is like a black hole that sucks you in to an unknown universe you can't, guess what, find your way out of. Being an Everton fan in the Cop End. Living on Christmas Island and not getting a Christmas present. Asking if people saw the documentary on Ben Nevis last night when the conversation was about EastEnders. Knowing you are powerless to stop an elderly relative failing to recognise you. Being disconnected from other people and the world. Being the last tangerine left in the fruit bowl.
We overcome isolation through art, capital letters, has to be loud, conquering fear, company of friends and family, drinking ant milk, kissing hands, indulging our vices, positive thinking, betraying Jesus.
Freedom is like the west wind. Freedom is like the second before jumping off a cliff. Freedom is like security.
Isolation is like 1, isolated, 2, looks like Londoners, 3, or being a Londoner, 3 is disconnected, and 4, it's a vast emptiness.
We overcome isolation through sheer bloody determination. Making someone a cup of tea, eye contact, believing in yourself.
Freedom is like a balloon you can't define.
Isolation is like going to the park and there being no ducks or swans. Or like being stuck in a fridge or being down a well, but Lassie can't save you.
That's for the audio generator.
We overcome isolation through laughing at things together, joy in creativity, enjoying food together, gigs, connections, walking hills with people or alone.
Freedom is like soul and purpose, life, having the possibility to change.
Isolation is like ice, a window opening to a wilderness of content. Can't be. Well, maybe. Isolation is like driving along, not knowing where you're going, not wanting to get there, with a Kraftwerk tape on a loop. And it's all in black and white. Yeah. Freedom is like, not solid. Isolation is like solitude gone wrong. Solitude gone right.
We overcome isolation through talking to people. Yes, I know it's hard, but go for it. Giving up what keeps us alone.
Freedom is like the eventual coming of spring and rebirth. Freedom is like swimming in the open sea.
Isolation is like an island, for example, the Shetlands to the far north, or a cold bedsit in a big city, or screaming at the top of your lungs and no one even looks up.
We overcome isolation through mixing and melding physically and mentally with others, communion with other human beings or animals, going, doing, being.
Freedom is like the sharp air breathed in on top of a mountain, or new trainers, or my bicycle, or waking up in the morning knowing that you have no work you have to do, or like walking a mountain ridge, doing a dance in front of speakers at a concert, flying, dancing, singing, sitting by the sea with the breeze running through your hair, driving in your car with the top down, the scent of fresh cut grass.
How we do it. Yeah, there you go, guys. Yeah. I'll put it down as Homer. Right? Sorry, 2 minutes after 10, but that's not bad, is it? Yeah. I'd like to say thank you to our guests, for staying and being so polite. Thanks to everybody who read. Thanks to everybody who sang. Thanks to everybody who was polite enough to be quiet and listen. Thank to Becca, the barista, without whom none of it would be possible.
Have to add on the one he misses out every time. Thank you to Nick Pemberton for doing this. Stellan, bar is open if anyone does want another drink. Or the same next time.
That worked really well.